Girl, you are not lazy. You're just a cyclical being living in a man's world. Listen, I'm here to help you out. If you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Ira. I personally have grown multiple businesses to 7 figures. I work a lot. There's so many different things I've learned throughout my journey, and this is one of the most essential things that has helped me get to where I am today in terms of success. When it comes to productivity, I feel like a lot of women struggle being productive. I know why that happens. We are in a man-timed world, and women are completely different than men. Completely different. Today we're gonna talk about the way that our cycle works so you can understand why you go through these cycles as a woman of, having a lot of energy and then not having enough energy, etc. And then we're gonna talk about what I personally do in a routine so you guys can get a lot of inspiration from that, because I run a lot of businesses and I have a lot of clients as well. So I want you guys to understand how my routine works, because this is really gonna help you out since I have to do a lot of work. I just can't go around it. But I have built a routine that has helped me manage all of that work while still being able to sync with my own cycle. And then we're gonna talk about my favorite productivity hacks that are really gonna help you guys out with being more productive in your daily lives while still being in touch with your feminine energy. As I was saying before, women are cyclical creatures. So we go through a 28-day cycle every single month. This cycle is broken up into 4 parts: the menstruation phase, the follicular phase, the ovulation phase, and the luteal phase. During the ovulation and follicular phase, this is where you're gonna have the most outbursts of energy because your estrogen is gonna be at its peak. So when you're ovulating, of course, you guys know that you're releasing an egg. But if this egg doesn't get fertilized, then the luteal phase happens, where your body is actually busy trying to fertilize this egg. What happens is that if this egg doesn't get fertilized, you enter into basically PMS. Your estrogen levels lower. And in this time, you're going to feel very tired, very irritated. You're gonna have your energy levels literally so low. And then, ladies, you enter into your menstrual cycle. And during this period, your lining of the uterus literally gets discarded through your vagina. Hence why you bleed, right? You all obviously know that. And your progesterone and estrogen levels lower like crazy. So no shit, you're gonna feel bad. This is a literal chemical imbalance that we have to deal with every single month. And on our daily lives, we also work on a sort of cycle. We need to make sure that we're in sync with our feminine energy. We can't just endure like 12 hours of work the way that men can. Now let me tell you the funny thing about all of this, and I'm actually also gonna read off my computer just so you guys can see it. I'm going to be sharing the men's hormonal cycle so you can see how bad we have it as women in this world when it comes to, how society is built. Are you guys ready? Men have a 24-hour cycle where their testosterone levels are highest in the morning and lowest at night. Which essentially means that they are perfectly in sync with the standard workday. Isn't that lovely? So basically men get the most testosterone in the morning where, people usually go to work, and then it lowers at night when people go to sleep. And so this society is structured that way. Obviously, we all know that men created the society, no wonder. But women are not like this. So when you are told you are lazy because you just can't have the same energy levels as a man, don't believe that. You just work differently than men. Like, we still can get things done and we can still become successful. We can still live the dream life that we want and work on it, but in a different way. So if you're trying to get your shit together, if you're a woman, stop listening to entrepreneur men. For motivation, or in general, for any type of personal development, men don't work the same way that you do. You are going to feel lazy, burnt out, overwhelmed if you try to match a man's work schedule. Because a lot of entrepreneur men, and I have nothing against them, nothing, but people like, for example, Alex Hermosi, I love his content, but I simply understand that the way that he works, or men work, and the way that women work is completely different. Maybe some women can match a man's cycle and actually be able to put in a lot of work without getting burnt out overwhelmed, etc. But the truth is that we're not designed that way. This is literal science. There's many studies done on this. This is how we work. Do you have any idea what happens to a woman if they do that? If they just work 12 hours straight? You will get burnt out. You will become depressed. You will start feeling like shit. And I'm also saying that because I personally was listening to a lot of these entrepreneur men when I first started off my entrepreneur journey. And what happened was I woke up, I did everything, I did not feel productive. I felt like shit. My energy was so low. My energy was just getting drained by my routine. And even though I was putting in a lot of work, at the same time, I wasn't putting in my best work because I genuinely was drained. If you feel like shit, you're not gonna show up as your best, even for your business, even for whatever you're building. So, women, stop listening to entrepreneur men. I'm going to break down exactly what I do to have a productive workday. Yes, you can work 12 hours a day. Yes, you can be productive. And no, this is not an excuse to not do the things that you have to do. But we do them differently. So remember that for when you're trying to align with your best self. Now let me break down my routine, what I do every single day so I'm able to achieve the most results. Once again, I literally have built multiple 7-figure businesses. I've been able to do a lot in one day before, but I break it up in a way where it allows me to not get completely drained, not get overwhelmed, and actually be able to show up as my best for my work. Okay, so I wake up around 6 a.m. and no, I don't wake up with a lot of energy. I honestly wake up with bedhead. I am super tired when I wake up. And right away, I pull out my notebook and I script. I like to script, I like to manifest. I like to do all of that stuff. If you don't believe in that, that's okay. That's just what I do. I like to write the future. I manifest as if I'm already living it and like writing it down in a diary every single morning. I do that every single morning. I love to envision my future self and envisioning myself as my ideal goal, right? So I like to write down and script every single morning as soon as I wake up because that really does give me motivation. Now, you don't need to do that. Once again, this is my routine, but this is what I do every single morning. So I wake up, I script, and then I go to the bathroom. I wash my face just with water. I don't wash my face with any cleanser or anything like that because honestly, when you're sleeping, there's natural oils that come onto your face. And your body works a lot to make these oils that are very healthy for your face. So I don't wash my face in the morning. I just put cold water, I put on some sunscreen, and then I go to the gym with my boyfriend. And I get to the gym around 7 a.m. Now, when I'm at the gym, I don't drink any pre-workouts. I don't, drink any coffee. I don't eat anything. I don't like to eat before the gym because my body works way better and has more energy for the gym when I don't eat in the morning. So I had spine surgery 2 years ago, so I'm still getting back on working out, but I do work out pretty frequently, 5 times a week. So I work out, I do my best, and then I come back home and I take a shower and then meditate. So I absolutely love meditation. And once again, you guys, if you don't believe in meditation, you guys don't believe in spirituality, you don't need to do it, right? But meditation in general, even if you're not spiritual, it really helps relax your body and clear your mind so you're able to envision a clear path to whatever you want to get to. I love to meditate and envision my desired reality because everybody's always trying to get to a better place even if they already got to the place they wanted. I meditate, I envision this reality. I like to get into that energy. I like to feel the emotions of my future version, right? My future desired self. I like to feel the emotions as that person and I like to get into that energy. I like to vibrate that way. So this is why I meditate. If you guys meditate, it's really gonna make you feel really good, manifesting through meditation or in general meditating just to clear your thoughts, just to align your body, your energy. I meditate for about like 20 to 30 minutes. I eat breakfast right after I meditate. By this time, I'm still tired. Especially after the workout, after eating breakfast, I'm very tired. So what I do is I drink coffee with MCT oil. The reason I'm drinking MCT oil is because it helps with your cognitive function. It just helps your body have better memory, and it helps with energy levels. So when you put it into your coffee, it actually cancels out the coming down of the coffee that you get later on, like the crash. So it's pretty good. I like MCT oil. I recommend it. But otherwise, coffee itself would just do, or any type of natural energizer will help you out. So yes, have some sort of natural energizer of some sort. So the reason why I do all of that before I get to work is because this is what really aligns myself with the workday. Aligning myself correctly so I can do my work is super important in the morning, because these are my rituals. I need them. This is what motivates me, what gets me to feel better. It gets me to feel better. You know, women deal with a lot of chemical imbalances that, you know, maybe make us think things that are not true and makes us feel certain ways, etc. You know, demotivated, down. You don't want to feel that way. We have the power to feel however we want, but in order to successfully do so, you do need to have some sort of ritual that you can get into so you can clear your head and align with that version of yourself that feels good. This is why I do my whole morning routine. My morning routine just really helps me align with that version of myself that feels the best, so I'm able to perform my best and feel good throughout my day, because we all know that when you feel good, you perform good. And a part of feeling good is getting your body, mind, and soul to align and feel its best. So that's why I work out, that's why I meditate, that's why I listen to affirmations in the morning, and I like to align with that version of myself that feels really great. After my morning routine, I work. I have to do a lot of work. Sometimes I work 12-hour days. So let me tell you what I do so I don't get burnt out. Because no, I don't work 12 hours straight. No, you're not supposed to work 12 hours, 8 hours straight. If you have to study, don't study 8 hours straight. You're not gonna focus. One thing about women is that you are not going to perform your best. You are going to perform really shitty work if you work hours and hours and hours straight, because you are not meant to work that way. I'm gonna teach you what I do in order to perform my best of work and still work a lot of hours. I like to break down what I have to do for this exact day the night before. I basically break it down on my planner. Yesterday, I had to edit some videos for my TikTok. I had to search for the timestamps so I can break it up into different short form content, whatever. I have some meetings with people. I knew I had to do all of those things in one day. So what I did was break up my day in different blocks. And on each block, I focus completely on those things. So from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I focus fully on editing content. And then I take a break around an hour. I like to maybe go outside and walk around, or listen to some music and dance and just be in my flow. And then I get right back to work after an hour, and I do another task that I have to do. And I focus fully on that task for those hours. What I also like to do is switch up the place that I'm at, which helps me out so much. So I switch up the place where I'm at. For example, yesterday I edited content at my house. Then I went to a coffee shop nearby to do another task that I had to do after I had edited my content. So that switch of place was some sort of energy change for me. Once again, you don't need to believe in this, but try it out. It really does help. When you switch up the place that you're working, whether you're maybe working in the living room and then you work in your room, then you work in your kitchen, then you work in a coffee shop, whatever it is, it really does replenish the energy. That's how it feels energetically. I feel like I just started working once I moved my work to a coffee shop. I'm just like, okay, I don't feel drained from being literally 3 hours in my living room working. I would only focus on certain tasks for a certain amount of time, and if you can't finish it by that amount of time, I usually do 3 hours, because that really does help me like just fully focus on that task and not get drained. I would recommend doing 3 to 4 hour blocks, and in between take real breaks, like go out, be in the sun, be in nature, take walks, like maybe stay in your house but listen to music, feel good, maybe distract yourself, whatever you want to do, but take a real break and then get back to work. So that's what I do usually by the end of my day. I finish my day around like 6 or 7 p.m. and then after that I do not think of work at all. I do not think of work whatsoever. I don't like to think of work after that because that's me time. That's time for myself. I do not even want to think about work. This is time for me to wind down and eventually go to sleep, because I go to sleep at 9:30, so I'm able to sleep a certain amount of hours and then wake up at 6. I want to wind down when it comes to going to bed, because otherwise I have ADHD, so if I don't wind down, girl, I'm staying awake till like 12 a.m. So no, I like to drink tea at night, you know, eat a little bit before 7 because I don't like to eat after 7. But that really does help me with having a great sleep. I don't look at any electronic devices at least an hour before I go to sleep. So any electronics, TV, phone, I turn it off completely at 8:30. That really helps me out. You don't need to do that once again, but it helps me because I have ADHD and I struggle sometimes with sleep. I struggle with anxiety when I go to sleep, so turning off electronics before really does help my brain like just get ready to go to sleep. So yeah, I basically go to sleep at 9:30 and then just restart the whole thing the next day. And that really helps me stay productive. This is how I was able to get to where I want to be. That's how I was able to build so many things and become successful. You're not supposed to be working on this man's schedule. You're not. So stop listening to men who are telling you that you need to wake up and work 8 hours a day and focus only on your goals and only work on your goals and all that stuff, because that's some man stuff. Like that doesn't apply to us. So don't go with it. Align with your cycle as much as you can. Now, what do I do when I have my period? What do I do when I'm like PMSing? I lower the workload. I like to take it lightly, but I still get things done. Having your period and PMSing is not an excuse for you to like not work at all. Because imagine you have a whole business, and people literally rely on you, and you're on here like, oh, I don't feel good, I'm just gonna sleep this whole day, I'm just gonna, you know, not do anything. Like, no, girl, people are literally relying on you. So how do you manage all of this? I like to take it lightly. I like to break up my day a little bit more. I like to take more breaks, or if I do take breaks, I like to chill. I don't get distracted. I don't watch TikToks. I don't watch TV. I just like to chill and rest, maybe take a nap. The workouts I do, sometimes I don't even work out. I just stay home and do some stretching. I like to take the workload and make it lighter. Break up your day a little bit more if you want to. Take your time, but you still need to get things done. The day I get my period, I take it off completely. I just feel like shit when I get my period, but I like to work from my bed the days that I am on my period. But the first day specifically, I take completely off. And maybe if my period is super heavy, I take the first 2 days off. But I don't focus on work whatsoever. I just lay in my bed and take care of myself. I take care of myself a lot when I'm on my period. I like to do my skincare. I like to do yoga very lightly. I like to take care of in general, my well-being, make myself some tea. When it comes to your period, just take it lightly that whole week, but still get things done. Break your day up into more blocks if you have to. Take more breaks, but that's how I get personally through my menstruation days. Now I want to talk about the productivity hacks that are my absolute favorite and help me so much with executing the work that I have to do at quality level and not get drained. This is how you will align with your cycle and become the absolute most productive self you can be. My first productivity hack would be put timers. You definitely want to put timers in your workday. Every single block that I have, for example, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 11 a.m., I like to work solely on this one task. So I put my phones on DND, I put a timer on, and just straight up focus on that task. No distractions. This is how I'm productive with my ADHD. So timers really help you guys out. You should definitely try that out. Another thing that I did show you guys on my work routine would be breaking up your workday into different blocks. Between those blocks, you can take breaks and recharge yourself. That way you can put in your max energy on that next block of work that you do. So when you break up your work days into blocks, you know, instead of working 12 hours straight, now you work 4 hours there, then you take a break, you know, 30-minute to an hour break. You maybe eat, meditate, go outside, take a walk, be in nature, and then you come back and you work again on another task, on that same task, whatever you have to do, and just focus on that. Another productivity hack I like to do is switching places. So for example, if I'm working in my living room and I am done with a block, I take a break, I go out to walk, I fully focus on myself, no work during this break, and then I like to go to a coffee shop or another area of my house to work, because the change of scenery replenishes your energy. I swear, I don't know what it is, but it really does change the way you feel. Another thing is you need to take days off. Otherwise, you're going to drain yourself completely, even if you're following everything that I'm telling you to do right now. When you take days off and you do not focus whatsoever on any work, you just don't even look at work, you don't think about it, nothing. You just focus on yourself and whatever you want to do that day. You are going to come back to work replenished. You're gonna come back ready to get into the tasks that you have to do and ready to complete them at the best level that you can. Because you already took that day off, you worked on yourself on that day, or whatever you did on that day, it just made you feel better. Taking your mind off of work for a whole day and doing things that you genuinely like to do, even if you want to lay in bed all day and just watch Netflix, that will help you so much in replenishing your energy. I personally would take at least 1 day off per week. This whole day I do not even think about work, I do not focus on work, I do not even that doesn't even cross my mind. This whole day is only for me and for me only. That was pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys really got a lot of value off this, because I know how frustrating it is to live in a man's world when it comes to being a woman. We do work completely differently than men. We cannot sustain long hours of work, straight work, without being drained and tired and demotivated, which can lead to literal depression and anxiety and just a bunch of stuff that you don't want to deal with. You guys need to align with your feminine cycles, and that's how you will become the most productive and be the happiest, because we are meant to be aligned with your cycle. Make sure to like this video so more women can get this knowledge and benefit from it as well. And make sure to subscribe, because I consistently spill the tea on everything about business, about success tips, general lifestyle that is really gonna help you guys improve yourselves and become that version of yourself that you guys desire so much to be. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.